wherever we are in our technology journey, I think UAE and India are going to walk there together.
Yeah.
In one way or another, we are both going to influence each other's future technology. 50% of the population of Dubai is Indian, and maybe close to 45 or so is across UAE. It's remarkable. Even I didn't realize that. You never realize it until you see it. I can, without any hesitation, say that the India-UAE partnership is the hottest stock on the global stock exchange. I think the last 10 years, the transformation you have seen in the political content, in the economic and business relationship, in the relationship between our cities and our peoples, is huge. Yesterday I was going back to my hotel and we were celebrating the opening of IIM Ahmedabad Dubai campus. The previous month you had IIT Delhi in Abu Dhabi. You have ORF Middle East in the World Trade Center. So in some sense, our leaders are wise. Radicalism and radical groups and radical action can harm everything. Let's not be foolish and naive about it. International relations can be harmed, brotherly relationships can be harmed, friendly relationships can be harmed. We need wise leadership who looks above all this. So I think we know, for example, in the instance of UAE or India or Saudi Arabia or India, they know that yes, we may have our largest population might be Hindu, your largest population might be Muslim, but look, we are serving our people and our region.
Yeah.
And religion is a pursuit that must be encouraged and nourished. And we do that. We celebrate our festivals. We celebrate our temples. We are not saying that you can't do this. We like to celebrate all forms of religion. By the way, in both UAE and in India, right? We celebrate all our festivals together as communities. There's celebration of being a community, and yet national responsibilities of economic growth, of infrastructure, of progress for our people is what drives national policies, international relations. Our best friends come from very diverse backgrounds. And I've just named a few of them. Indonesia, Singapore, UAE, Saudi Arabia. You will not find a common pattern linking them up. You don't choose your neighbors. You celebrate with them.
The misconception about the UAE-India relationship that you hope people would understand more, because I know that I cannot see the UAE without India. They coexist hand in hand. And like we had a conversation earlier that we have many similar traits, many similar cultural morals and values.
But misconception in India or in UAE or globally?
Globally. And in India and in the UAE.
Okay. So look, I don't know about misconceptions.
Okay.
So I think there are weak assessments.
Okay.
For example, like you rightly mentioned, most folks don't realize that ours is not a trading relationship. Ours is a much deeper partnership across time. We were where globalization was born. The traders in this part of the world and the merchants in our part of the world were connected by the magic of monsoons. And then, of course, from here you were connected to Europe. And that's how globalization began. The IMEC, the Indo-Mediterranean, has a crucial hub, and that is called the Middle East. In some sense, that's how the first global order was built, right? So we have a civilizational affinity to each other. I always say this with seriousness and as a good line, that every Emirati family has India in their history, from hospitals to schools to travels to Bollywood to holidays. They would have India in their life. And what is equally true is that every Indian family going ahead will have an Abu Dhabi or Dubai in their life. So we are connected across time through the journeys we have taken. That's the link. So that's the misunderstood.
Yeah.
We are not a $100 billion relationship or a partnership for connectivity or trade. We are a partnership of hearts and minds and of histories. We are connected by hearts, minds and histories, and we will be walking together. So I used to always joke and say that London is my favorite Indian city. That's no longer true. Dubai is the finest Indian city, and Abu Dhabi is going to be the innovation hub that will define India's future. So that's one way of looking at it. So that's not necessarily understood the depth of our relationship. The second misunderstanding is, I think people don't realize the transformation of India's participation in modern UAE. from the blue collar workers in the past to those who are now sitting on the top floor of the big enterprises. There's a huge transformation. Roles that were typically reserved for Europeans and Americans today are now equally being, in many ways offered to and are seeing the presence of Indian leadership, right? CEOs and CEOs and the C-suites in big enterprises, be it the ports and infrastructure companies, be it some of the biggest financial institutions. You see the transformation of India's role in UAE's life. I think it's not necessarily understood that India today is part of the entire spectrum of the UAE society. Right from the financial sector to the construction and real estate to the big factories and of course the workforce. You see India all over, and people until they get here don't realize that that is the depth of the connection, right? You have what, 50% of the population of Dubai is Indian, and maybe close to 45 or so is across UAE. It's remarkable. Even I didn't realize that. You never realize it until you see it.
Sure.
And most importantly, and people will hate me, but barring Delhi and perhaps Bombay, there is no Indian city with better Indian food than Dubai. I know many people are going to go crazy when they hear this, but it's true. The best Indian food very soon will now be found in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and Indians up your game. Otherwise, the best food is going to be here. I think that's something that's understood. On the other side, on just flipping the gaze, I think very few realize how important UAE is to India. It is not a state, a city-state, or a trading hub or a connectivity hub. In India's geopolitical calculus of the future, where it sees itself as a $10 trillion economy, $15 trillion economy, third largest, second largest global actor, there is no future that does not see a very strong, vibrant UAE contributing to that journey. Without UAE, our journey will not necessarily be easy. For me, UAE is going to, in many ways, be for India that anchor that will allow India to discover itself. And I think the essentiality of UAE is sometimes not understood. People think that it's a Singapore or it's a no. UAE has a political importance, has a social importance, and has an economic importance that is uniquely UAE.
A topic we talked about before this question was technology. And I want to ask, realistically, can India take a leap at the forefront of being a leader in tech governance, or is it going to stay independent to UAE, countries like the UAE, China, or the US?
Look, if we are partnering with UAE, that's a good scenario. So I think that is the given. Wherever we are in our technology journey, I think UAE and India are going to walk there together. In one way or another, we are both going to influence each other's future technology. But coming back to the larger question, is India going to be a technology leader or a leader in offering innovative technology governance solutions? The answer is yes. Why do I say yes? I say yes because signs are there. We are the world's most sophisticated digital payments architecture. We needed to reach billions of Indians and empower them and open bank accounts and include them in our financial institutions. And we did it using technology, and we did it faster, and we do it at a scale unprecedented. We are 5 times bigger than China. There is nothing else that we are bigger than China in other than population. But now we are 5 times bigger in digital payments on a daily basis, 5 times bigger than China.